Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, let's thank to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who has been giving us some mercies and blessing so that we can attend this meeting without any troubles at all. Secondly, may salawat and salam be with our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has guided us from the darkness to the lightness in the world. Firstly, let's introduce myself. Hello everyone, my name is Kamilia Nadifa Zahra. You can call me Diva. I'm graduate of the Amanatul Ummah Islamic Boarding School in Surabaya, and now I live in Bangkalan, Madura, and now I'm 17 years old. And now I'm studying at Maulana Malik Ibrahim State Islamic University, Malang, in the Faculty of Science and Technology in the Department of Chemistry in the Chemistry class of C. Okay, now I will talk about my classroom. My first is our Earth is one, and the second person is wastewater treatment. My personally is our Earth is one. If you follow the law of conservation of mass, the water has not gone anywhere in our one Earth since time immemorial. The quality of water from generation to generation is decreasing, so that wastewater treatment becomes a mandatory thing to do together. Otherwise, various disasters may occur. This is examples of wastewater treatment. There are 8 steps. The first step is water is pumped by air. Pumping air into the air will change organic and inorganic components. Now step 2 is filtering stage 1. Filtration is the first operating unit in wastewater treatment. The function of this filter is to remove coarse solids. In general, the process is by passing the wastewater through a sieve or coarse filter to remove large objects. The parts of the filter consist of parallel bars, which are commonly referred to as bar racks, or coarse screens used to remove materials, road materials. Now step 3 is balance tanks. Balance tanks, the first function, it is hope that the wastewater power tank will be stable before entering the aeration tank or biological process. The source of the wastewater comes from various sources that have different characteristics. If this equalization tank, there will be no shock flow to the bacterial mass that develops in the aeration tanks. Second function, to regulate the quantity of air entering the aeration tank so that it can be made stable. This is related to the source of wastewater, which usually occurs only at certain times or peak hour. For example, in the morning, in afternoon, and day. So the second function is to regulate the quantity stable effluent entering the aeration tank. And the next step 4 is microbial killing or bioreactor. The use of bacteria in wastewater treatment plants or WWTP has been widely studied and has become an integral part of the WWTP system. As a whole, in these conditions, bacterial supplementation is a must. If the waste is classified as very heavy, then it cannot be directly fed with microbes because this can cause the microbes to die. So there must be the addition of chemicals to be separated. Microbes like organic pollutants, rare is if microbes in inorganic pollutants, the microbes will die. Next, step 5 is clarifier. The main function of the lamellar clarifier in wastewater treatment is as a tool to separate the particles mixed in the water. In addition, this system is also used to purify raw water with poor quality, such as low water and raw water. Next step 6 is the precipitate is dried. Wastewater treatment plant or called WWTP system that produce sludge containing water, organic residues, and inorganic metals that can pollute the environment. Sludge drying bed, or called SDB, is a sludge treatment building with a drying system. The principle of sludge treatment at SDB is to reduce the water content and volume of the sludge. Drying is able to reduce the volume of sludge by increasing the TS content and reducing the volatile organic components by 51 until 65%. Next, step 7 is disinfectant is given. The last step is test on living things in the immediate environment. Pumping air into water is also not simple because there is a change in organic and inorganic components, where organic components that form oxides and inorganic components are decomposed by microbes. Microbes themselves play a role in reducing the concentration of pollution. To use microbes can only be used as waste that is not too heavy to be processed. For example, in inorganic compounds, clarifier is used for wastewater treatment by separating particles mixed in the water, or also known as precipitation. Now I will talk about my second summary. My second summary is wastewater treatment. Waste is polluted water. This water should not be directly discharged into the environment. There must be a treatment process first. The stage of wastewater treatment are the called WWTP system or wastewater treatment plant. The following are the stages in treating wastewater, or what can also be called WWTP. Step 1 is inlet. The process of entering water in the processing. Next, step 2 is filtering. Filtering to filter large waste, usually solid waste. This is so that the waste does not interfere with the next process flow. Next, step 3 is equalization to accommodate the excessive amount of waste. In this process, does not always produce a liquid with the same volume, quality, character, or composition every time, so that it needs to be accommodated first in the equalization tank so that the waste can be uniform when processed. Then step 4 is uniformity, to uniform or equalize the composition of the waste. The uniformity is sometimes equated with the equalization because it's same function. Next step 5 is cooling, to cool water with a high temperature. The temperature of the liquid waste is very high because of the cooking of the use of hot water in the processing process. It is necessary to cool the wastewater by letting the waste sit in the cooling pan for a while. Step 6 is biological aeration. Usually decomposers or microbes are added. Aeration is contacting waste liquid with oxygen so that it is easily decomposed and easily degraded, and utilizes sunlight to help the degradation process. If the form of ions, the ions will be contact with oxygen through the aeration process so that the ions will form oxides which can then settle. And inorganic compounds are decomposed by aerobic microbes so that inorganic compounds are obtained which are simpler and easier to precipitate. Step 7 is clarifier. To clarify, separated between sediment and water. Then step 8 is precipitation. To precipitate solids and liquids. In this process is also separate between liquids and solids. The resulting solid is in the form of slides containing many microbes which can be reused in the aeration plant. Step 9 is sand filter. Sand filter is replacement of ions that are not well bonded to the sand or absorption. Then ion release occurs and ion substitution occurs. Step 10 is lagoon or control. Is a test pump that usually contains tilapia as an indicator. This is done to find out whether there is pollution in the wastewater or not. The last step is step 11. Step 11 is water meter. The water is analyzed whether its character is appropriate or it is permissible to throw it away. Thank you. I would like to finish up by saying thank you for your time and your attention. I would like to thank you all for taking time to listen to my presentation. And I hope what I have shared, what I have shared will be beneficial for all of us. That is all from me. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.